Taking a look at the grid for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Kimi Raikkonen snatched pole position away from Nico Rosberg as the floodlights came on for Q3. The Finn took pole by half a tenth, which left a devastated Rosberg who had to only make do with second place. Beyond the leaders line up both McLaren Hondas, who were delighted with third and fourth places, providing them with a great opportunity to challenge for a podium. With Aarava in third and Button in fourth, old teammates Vettel and Ricciardo took fifth and sixth, with the disappointed Hamilton down in seventh, who lines up alongside Felipe Massa. Max Verstappen and Daniel Kvyat round out the top 10 here around the Yas Marina circuit. Can either the McLaren Hondas challenge for the victory tomorrow, or will Kimi Raikkonen and Ferrari bust the field and take a full 25 points in the race tomorrow? Next up, it's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Right, so here we are in Abu Dhabi, under the sunset, on the grid, ready for this Grand Prix, the third last one in the championship. And obviously, after the unfortunate incidents or what happened in the last race, I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, so I do recommend go checking it out, the one at Spa, Belgium Grand Prix last time out. I feel like this is enough time for you to click off if you haven't seen that, so I'm just going to say it now. Obviously, Kimi Raikkonen now has overtaken us in the Drivers' Championship, so this race we're going to try and overhaul him, but it's going to be difficult. He's on pole position, I'm in third place, my teammate Jensen is right behind me in fourth, so as a unit we've improved from Spa. Obviously, the Ferrari have improved quite a lot, so maybe that's why we're not on the front row necessarily. You know, Ferrari, you've seen at Hungary, have brought some amazing updates to their engine, and that's worked out for Raikkonen, who's on pole position right ahead of us here on the grid. So we're aiming for him today. We've got to try and just, you know, wherever Raikkonen finishes, hopefully we finish ahead of him. If that's first place, that'll be amazing. It's going to be a tough one here. I'm thinking it's going to be a 3-stop. Our race strategy here says a 2-stop, but I really don't think they're going to go that long, especially the option tyres. Don't think they're going to go about 8 or 9 laps. I think we're thinking more about maybe 6 or 7 laps. So it's probably going to be a 3-stop from me. We'll see if the Ferrari is going to do that. Generally, the Ferraris are quite, you know, lean on their tyres, and our car, to be fair, unfortunately has been good on its tyres, but it appears from practice, at least what I saw in practice doing a few laps around it, it looks like our car has sort of slowly kind of started to eat its tyres up more as the season's gone on. I don't know if maybe that's the kind of climate conditions right now in Abu Dhabi. We'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, enough waffling. Let's get on to the race. We're in P3, Jensen P4, got my rear gunner there. Let's try and aim for that man ahead of us, Kimi Raikkonen, for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Right, here we go. We are making up for what happened in Spa today. We go to 5 red lights, and we are away. A lot of wheel spin. Jensen's got us. Rosberg goes down the inside of Raikkonen, crucially, which is going to be good for us. They go side by side, battling still, banging tyres, and Jensen's going to get in the middle of this. I'm going to just take a little bit of a back seat as Jensen gets squeezed out. We've got Sebastian Vettel right behind me, and Jensen... Woohoo! Jensen getting squeezed out an absolute treat as Raikkonen and Rosberg are still side by side through this corner. This is absolute madness. Look at this. Up ahead, Rosberg and Raikkonen going side by side for an entire sector there. And we've still somehow managed to keep it in 4th place, although I really haven't been concentrating on my driving. And look at this. Now, come on, Jensen. Can Jensen slipstream Raikkonen, I wonder? Vettel right behind me. And Raikkonen's going to lose out. Buttons weaving all over the place to the shop to try and see where he can go. I'm going to go down the inside of Jensen. Going to have to make that. And we've just got ahead of him in 3rd place. Did cut the corner slightly a little bit, but I did lock up, and Jensen was going a little bit waywardly into that brake zone, so I had to take evasive action there. We're up into 3rd place. Rosberg crucially ahead of Raikkonen. Now I need to concentrate a little bit more on my own driving, because I'm looking ahead of myself so much just to look at where Raikkonen's going, where this battle is headed right now, that I'm really not looking at where my brake points are. So let's calm down a little bit. What a fantastic little scrap to start off the Grand Prix between Raikkonen and Rosberg. Right on the back of Raikkonen right now in Sector 1. Looks like the Ferrari isn't too great. The Mercedes looks pretty good and planted through most of this lap right now, but the Ferrari of Raikkonen definitely didn't look so planted through Sector 1. Sector 2 here on the straights looks like they do still have the edge over us, although we do have this MGUK deploying at full power. It just looks like generally the Ferrari has had some great upgrades this season, but here goes Jensen on me. He's going to make a move down the inside. No, he's not. He's going to think better of it. Brake nice and early. Lock up still. That may be an issue throughout the entire Grand Prix. Button back again for more. Is he going to come through on the inside this time? He's got no DRS, so this is plainly just on slipstream, and he's not able to get past this time. And we just about make that corner again. I say this Grand Prix is going to be an issue for lockups because obviously as I'm uploading this, I'm in the middle of my exams, and I'm actually uploading this just before my exams start, and I genuinely actually haven't raced F1 2015 in ages, because obviously, as I told you guys at the beginning of this series, I pre-recorded like 9 episodes of MyDriver ahead of time, all in January. Like, I just banged the episodes out, recorded them during my off period for Christmas at the beginning of January. So I haven't really actually raced this career mode in a while yet, so I'm sort of out of practice of this McLaren a little bit. So the braking feels so spongy to me, to just what I remember from my memory, my muscle memory of my left foot. So it's going to be a bit of an issue. You can see I'm losing the back end as well. That's going to be another issue as a whole. So that's just going to add more to this race in terms of I'm really not in the zone, not in practice of this car fully right now. And Button, even though I have DRS, he's going to try and make a move down my inside. Going to leave in the room, but no, he doesn't bite the cherry, so we're going to keep it in 3rd place. Meanwhile, up ahead, Raikkonen and Rosberg still 1-2 there in the same order. Raikkonen doesn't look like he's able to catch Rosberg here, so I need to maybe think about maybe an undercut to maybe overtake Raikkonen via the pit stop strategy, because it looks like at the moment, at least on this first stint, I don't actually have the pace to catch up to them. Right, we've gone red that sector, but we still caught up to Raikkonen, who's had a bit of a poor first sector. Rosberg as well, getting a little bit slower, so it looks like finally these guys are suffering from a bit of tyre wear. Now, see, you know what I'm thinking? I'm sort of thinking that I might let Jensen pass me, just so he can maybe go and get Raikkonen. You know what I mean? Like, Raikkonen right now is overtaking Rosberg. You know what? Here you go. Jensen, go, mate. Go, mate. I'm going to count on Jensen right now. I'm putting my faith into Jensen. Just go get him. Go get him, mate. Raikkonen's just overtaken Rosberg for 1st place. I think this may be my best chance to just be almost my own rear gunner and not hold up my teammate, who might be a lot faster than these two, and it might work out. It's a risk, I'll admit, it's a risk. And, you know, in the past on career modes, I'm not one to trust AI, but, you know, this season, this career mode, Jensen's AI has been fantastic. So I really think he could overtake at least Rosberg right now, and just, I don't want to hold him up too much, especially if my tyres are going off a lot faster than his. See, I'm already losing a little bit to this 3-pack. Look, they're already pulling away from me a little bit, because I'm not confident going into any of these corners, really, in terms of compared to what I usually would if I had completely been practiced up with this game. So I just think this is the best option for Button to go ahead, me to kind of defend from Hamilton. And there's been some contact. Rosberg's got issues. I'd say avoiding action down the inside. I have to cut the corner there, but Rosberg's got major issues. Button up to 2nd place. I'm up to 3rd. Hamilton has made some contact with Rosberg there, so he's been held up an absolute treat. But Rosberg with huge issues. Looks like his front left tyre locked up, so I don't know, maybe he had like a puncture or something, or I don't know, I'm not too sure. Maybe he's just kind of wheel failed or something, I don't know, but he locked up. There's a lot of tyre smoke there, and especially when he made a collision with Jensen. So what drama this has been in the first 5 laps of Abu Dhabi. We had an absolute crazy first lap with Raikkonen and Rosberg going side by side, and now we've had Rosberg seemingly maybe either out of the Grand Prix or at least heavily affected in this Grand Prix, and now Jensen and myself are 2nd and 3rd. And immediately, this move to put Jensen in 2nd place ahead of me is probably going to work out, because look, he's got some nice clean air. Hopefully, he's going to stick it out with Raikkonen. Whatever Raikkonen does, hopefully I'm hoping that Button kind of mirrors him, and he can kind of try and fight Raikkonen for me, while I'm going to try a bit of an undercut here. I've certainly seen a huge variety across different kind of races at Abu Dhabi. You know, if you just watch other people's videos, just in general, it's not really a clear 3 or a 2 stop here at Abu Dhabi on F1 2015. Very much depends on your car in terms of the tyre wear it has. Usually like a Ferrari could maybe do a 2 stop, but the Mclaren, I don't know, thinking back to other career modes I've done with the Mclaren, maybe the 3 stop's going to be the one for us today. There was a yellow flag there briefly, I don't know what was that for, but Hamilton's going to try and attack me. I'm going to move to the inside. Hamilton moves to the inside, he's weaving around, and that's Rosberg, that's what the yellow flag's for. Rosberg there, still in a mix, so he's definitely got some sort of puncture, or I don't know, maybe his engine's failed, but he's still going slowly there. And in the midst of that, Hamilton weaved around violently to try and overtake me. I've got no DRS now to defend. Sitting duck here for Hamilton. He goes around my outside. Can I have to try and stick it down the inside to defend from him? We're going to try it. Still side by side. Going to give him the room there. We just about squeeze out Lewis Hamilton in this sector, and we stay in 3rd place. Whew, I need a little bit of a rest. There's been so much bloody action right now in this Grand Prix to kind of commentate over that I can hardly really keep up with my driving. I'm sort of on autopilot right now. You know, like when you drive for a little bit, you kind of go on autopilot. You kind of just go through the motions of driving the circuit. You don't really think about it too much. That's pretty much what I've been on for the last lap with all that action. But, okay, so Jensen is in. Jensen's in. I'm going to stick out one more lap because obviously don't want to get held up by him. But Button is in. So that's good to know at least that if I come in this next lap, definitely not going to get held up. Raikkonen comes in as well. Hamilton, crucially, sticks it out with me. So, right. Looks like everyone is going for a 3-stop then. That must be because that is a bit too early for the 2-stop strategy. So it looks like everyone's doing a 3-stop here. At least the front runners are. So let's try and push as much as we can. We're going to actually stick it up into Rich Mix on this straight. There we go, a bit of Rich Mix. I know Hamilton's going to be right behind me, so that's also a cause to put it up into Rich Mix. He's going to come through. This time I'm not going to let him even try and go down this inside corner. He can take the outside for it. Here we go. Right, nice and easy. No locking up. Go a little bit deep to kind of fend off Hamilton. Kick the tail out a little bit there to defend from him as well. And we keep it in first place for now. But we've got one more straight with DRS here. He's going to try the move. I'm going to, again, leave him the room on the outside, mate. You're not taking the inside line from me. Right, coming in this lap for the option tyres. Nice and easy. Right, options are going to go on. And then I'm going to go onto the prime tyres. So we're going to do what my recommended strategy was, which was option, prime. But then obviously we're putting on another set of options after that. So we're going to be on the fastest tyre at the end of the Grand Prix. So lovely set of red super softs go on. Hamilton behind me is also pit. Massa in third at the moment. He is going to pit as well as Bottas. Vettel sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Interesting. Right, where are we going to feed out? Right behind Button. Yep, literally right behind Button. There is Jensen right on the back of Kimi Raikkonen in that red car. That must be Kimi. So that is good to see. Right, last few people making their pit stops. Perez in, Bottas in. And so now we're pretty much back to the normal running order. Raikkonen first, from Button, from myself. Then Vettel instead of Hamilton. So Vettel's jumped Hamilton there with a bit of an undercut, I think that was. So worked out for him. And you can see him in the left mirror just about there. So he is catching me rapidly. And as I've said, just generally, I'm not up to scratch right now on the pace, and I think I'm going to be struggling to really make even the top 4 here as Vettel goes for a move. I defend it as well as I can. This is what happens when you don't play enough F1 regularly. You know, I get a lot of comments sometimes asking, how can you guys improve, you know, to battle the Legend AI in career mode and stuff like that. And honestly, a lot of it is just keep on playing. If you play the game at least, you know, once or twice a week, that will be enough to just keep the driving fresh in your memory. You know, you can be the best driver in the world, but you still need to keep up the practice, you know, to keep your muscle memory going. Especially if you're on a wheel. If you're on a controller, it's a little bit easier because you have the vibration in the kind of rumble sticks on your left trigger and right trigger, so it's a little bit easier to maybe remember, you know where you're braking to kind of, you know, consistently brake there. But pretty much if you're on a wheel, you're only relying on muscle memory on your legs in terms of your brake points. So generally, just practice makes perfect if you're driving with a wheel. Anyway, enough talk about that, enough random stuff. Vettel is down our inside. He's overtaken us with DRS. Going to do the switch back, go down the inside. It's been okay. We haven't locked up, actually. Go a little bit deep there. Make sure he doesn't get us there on the inside. I covered him off and deliberately went a little bit slower on the middle part of that corner just to make sure he didn't get us there, and that's worked out for us because look at that, the exit he's got off that chicane is poor, and a Hamilton goes right behind him to try and overtake him. Vettel and Hamilton side by side still. Hamilton's got the edge, I think, and now we've got Lewis Hamilton for company. Lewis Hamilton's overtaken Vettel there, so just showing how much I actually slowed down Sebastian there in that chicane, that it allowed Hamilton to get him now. Right, sit rep on lap 12. Button and Raikkonen have been swapping positions left, right and centre there on the top left dash, where you can see the position counter there. So I'm hopeful Button can make it stick one of these laps. And meanwhile, I've gone in a little bit sweat mode, kind of not really said much because I've wanted to really push away and try and break away from this pack, and I have done so a little bit there from Hamilton to Vettel. Now there's a yellow flag, bit of debris. Has someone crashed? Oh no, 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 Jensen! Oh, come on! He's lost his front wing. He's lost his front wing. He's lost his front wing. Oh, for fuck's sake! Honestly, really, my only hope this race for Raikkonen being pushed down was Button there. That was my one plan early on in the Grand Prix. And now he's broken his front wing. Raikkonen continuing on. I'm going to guess they had some sort of crash. We're going to obviously look at a replay just after this. But Raikkonen seemingly continuing on without any damage. Flipping fantastic. Great stuff. Great luck for Raikkonen. Fucking hell. Right, we quickly cut onto the replay for Jensen Button so we can actually see what happened to him and how he lost that front wing. So here you can see the battle for first place. Kimi Räikkönen goes down the inside of Jensen, locks up though, and Jensen goes side by side through this entire section, does really, really well to actually stick with him here. He tries to go round the outside of Kimi, pretty much makes it happen, but then here gets stuck. Left front tyre, you can see there, he's got nowhere to go, and Kimi just delicately, just like a little kind of swing towards the barrier there, and Jensen kind of just gets flung there with the momentum. I don't think it was really Kimi's fault, but at the same time, Kimi could have maybe given Jensen the room, but just a bit of an unfortunate thing that also likes to happen quite a lot here on the F1 2015 game. There I go, and there is Hamilton who gets held up by Button, but really, really unfortunate, really puts the game back in Raikkonen's court. Oh my god, I was actually in a pretty good mood then. You know, my pace was good. I went a little bit sweat mode. I didn't talk too much to you guys for a few laps just to get away from Hamilton, which I did. And then Button was overtaking Raikkonen. They were switching the name tags on the left were switching basically every single second for pretty much the entire first part of lap 12. And then, bam, wow, completely shot our race to death in terms of us as in terms of McLaren. Button is now probably going to struggle to even get points here, and now it's all down to me. I've got to really push as hard as I can. Right, Raikkonen's in right now. I'm in first place. This is going to be our in lap. We've got 6 seconds to catch up on Raikkonen till the end of this Grand Prix, and we have to try and win this Grand Prix, basically, if we want to overhaul Raikkonen in the points this race for the championship. So, you know what? It worked for us in lap 9 and 10 and 11. I'm going to stop talking to you guys. We're going to cut later onto the Grand Prix after I've done a bit of sweat mode, and we're going to try our best. We'll change out these tyres. Pushed quite a bit on that in lap as hard as I could. Now the guys at the pit stop have to do the best job they can, and then we are going to have to push straight away on the... Ooh, they've put me on... Okay, didn't want that. Great one, team. Fuck's sake. The strategy on the dash pre-race was option prime, a 2-stop. But because I've changed to a 3-stop, my team have thought, no, he wants option tyres all the way till the end, then the prime tyres at the end. But come on, team. Don't just change the strategy without asking me. Just set it to what we agreed before the race. What was on the dash. It should have just gone option prime and then let me decide the final pit stop. Now, we don't have the fastest tyre at the end. We have the crappy prime tyre, which I can already tell you is crappy because I did a bit of a few laps on the prime tyre in practice. It really wasn't that great. Oh, God. It seems like everything is now working against us in this Grand Prix for us to overhaul Raikkonen. Bloody hell. Right, anyway, we're on the options anyway. Let's make the best of it. I'm going to shut for a little bit. We're going to push as hard as we can, sweat mode it, and see how much time we can gain. Right, here we are, lap 20, been pushing like an absolute madman, and we are right behind Kimi Räikkönen within 1 second. We've got DRS. I've seen his tyres. He's an option as well. So we're both going on the slower tyre, prime tyre, at the end. So I'm pretty much just going to mirror whatever pit strategy he does. Whatever lap he comes on, I will come in on that lap as well, because he gained a bit of time on his undercut from this last stint. So I don't want that to happen for the last one on the prime tyre. So we're going to come in on the exact same lap as him, but we have got the pace over him right now. He's really struggling with his worn tyres, not as much as me. I've been keeping my prime tyres pretty good so far, even though I've been pushing. Looks like the McLaren's come back into the good faith with the good tyre wear, and the Ferrari not so much. Raikkonen comes in, we're coming this lap as well. Gain a bit of time. Oh, gained quite a bit of time in the pit lane there. Almost even went side by side with him. That would have been quite awkward indeed, but we have caught up with him a little bit. Right nose to tail there with, Raikkonen went through him there, ghosted there. There you go. There's how you know it's a video game. But anyway, here we go. 2.4, pretty damn good. Me and Raikkonen pit 1-2 and we come out 1-2. So this is a straight fight for first place right now, guys. 7 laps to go. I need to try and win this Grand Prix to just overhaul Raikkonen and re-overtake him in the championship. This isn't even about extending any sort of gap. I just have to finish ahead of him, and it just happens to be first place right now. So he's getting away from us a little bit. We are within 1 second. We've got DRS, so let's do this. 7 laps. Let's go. I need to watch out for my fuel as well. I'm minus 0.2, so I need to keep an eye on that. I cannot end up negative and run out of fuel this race. So I feel like at some point I will maybe have to go into lean mix as Raikkonen goes very, very slow in that sector. Then forces me wide a little bit with some dirty air in that second part. But looks like that's where we might get him here. Looks like the Ferrari is not too great on the amount of downforce it has and just mechanical grip through that sector. There we go. Pulled right up to him. Didn't want to go first gear for that corner though. And we got a little bit deep. I can also see on the mini-map there's some lapped cars ahead of us. That may play into this. That may help us quite a bit here. DRS. We're still 0.25, so it looks like at some point, hopefully, once I overtake Raikkonen, fingers crossed, knock on wood, don't want to jinx that, I can put it into lean mix then, but that's going to have to wait. Can't afford to have it in lean mix while we're trying to catch him. Yep, those are some lap cars. That may really help us here. Lock up. Still make the corner. Raikkonen very slow. Don't hinder me with some dirty air. Okay, that's not been too bad. Nice and gentle. He's going to lock up. I'm not going to make that apex very well. Off this corner, Raikkonen has me. The traction off that corner, he just has so much. Through the first sector, though, not so much. And lapped car might come into handy here. It's a Manor car. Do I go for it? Yes, I am. Bit of a dive bomb. Ooh, that is close. Maybe make a switch back. He's going to get DRS now. God damn it. He's going to get DRS off the Manor car and overtake him quite swiftly here. God damn. This actually might hinder us here because I don't know if I'm going to be able to overtake the Manor car in the same straight. Manor, go slow. Mary, go slow. Thank you very much, Mary. Come on, come on. DRS. It's not going to be enough. Slipstream. Come on. Go for it. Oh, side by side. Switch back, switch back. Come on. Down the inside. Squeeze him out. Yes, we've got him. We've got Kimi Raikkonen. We're into first place of this Grand Prix. Straight into lean mix. Right, plan to the end. Save this fuel and then fend off Raikkonen when we're on optimum. He's going to have DRS here. We're on minus 0.08, so nearly there with the fuel. Right, Raikkonen. No, you're not taking the inside, Sonny Jim. Oh, yes, you are. Jesus. We'll stick it down the inside. Hang him out to dry like Vettel. Go slow. Nice. Although Raikkonen this time, unlike Vettel's got a pretty good exit. He's got me. He's got me fair and square. Going to have to make another move like we tried. He's got me. He's got me. Going to have to try the switch back. Come on. Come on. Hit the apex. Beautiful. Job done. Back to lean mix we go to try and save this last bit of fuel. Oh, this is quite a workout. Having to keep on moving all the dials around for lean mix, standard mix. Like a bloody rocket scientist right now in this car. Right, last lap of the Grand Prix. Lap 28. Going into this second sector. And we are leading Kimi Raikkonen by about a second right now. We've controlled this. We've got 0.24 on the fuel plus. So we're not going to run out of fuel. So that's all good. Raikkonen within a good gap. So I really don't feel like we're going to lose this. So it's just a coast to the end now. Right, here we come through. Last two corners. It's been a fantastic Grand Prix. Amazing action at the beginning. Hectic stuff with Raikkonen to overtake him. But we are going to get the lead in the Drivers' Championship and the win at Abu Dhabi. Get in. Nice stuff. GG Raikkonen, GG, what a race. That was a really nice battle, Raikkonen. I really thought we could have lost that one. We could have come in second place, but awesome stuff there from the team as well. Good pit stops all round. A good day in the office. Obviously, Jensen retired. Unfortunate for the team. In the constructors, we're going to have to look at how that shapes up. But for the drivers, we're definitely back into first place. So there you have it, the confirmed classification. Myself in first place there with 25 points. Raikkonen in second, Hamilton third. Ricciardo and Kvyat in fourth and fifth, so they do really well for Red Bull there. Button managed to get back up to 6th place despite having no front wing for pretty much the entire 3rd sector, so that's awesome to see. Bottas in 7th, penalties for Massa and Hulkenberg bring them down to 8th and 9th, and Verstappen in 10th, and Sebastian Vettel, we saw he was setting fast up to the Grand Prix, and he was ahead of Hamilton before in the Grand Prix, but looks like he's gone down the order, and he's actually finished a lap back, as well as Rosberg. So, obviously, Rosberg, we know, had some sort of issue, probably retired or just dwindled around a lap behind with a puncher for the entire lap or something like that. Awesome race. That was really quite a fun one. I got a little bit pissed off in the middle with Button there and how I had to catch Raikkonen, but the fact we got that and it was so satisfying to overtake him there, that was great stuff. First place in the bag. So as per usual, let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship before we round out the episode. You can see I've taken first place back from Kimi Raikkonen after that brilliant win to 180 to 178 points, so only 2 points in it between myself and Kimi Raikkonen. The likes of Hamilton, Rosberg, Vettel and Button have all fallen off there. Vettel and Button especially with some really bad luck there with 119 and 117. And after that win, but also some calamities for Vettel in the race, we can see that now Ferrari and McLaren are level on points in the Constructors' Championships, 297 apiece. Absolutely mad stuff to see. We've only got 2 races left in this championship, remember, so it's all to play for both the drivers and constructors. It's going to go right down to the wire. I feel it's going to be an absolute fantastic end, so you guys don't want to miss it. So if you are new around here, then do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. Guys, if you have enjoyed that episode, smash that like button. I say it every single time we do these episodes, but once again, I'll say it again. Thank you guys so much for the awesome support on this series specifically, because obviously it is my main series, and it's great to see the amount of love that the episodes get after so many kind of hours put in to make every single episode. And, you know, especially right now, I'm in the middle of my exams. I've only got like 4 exams left, or 3 exams left, I should say, and the support you guys have given me on the videos at this point in time is really helping me to just kind of power through all the exams, get to the end, and then we can really start banging out some videos. So yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. Let me know what you thought of that episode in the comments below. Once again, if you're new around here, then do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. I've been Aarava, hope you enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys next time.